Burnanator is the new Firestaff artifact focused around applying so many burning dots that your enemies might finally consider actually using Vigor. There are a few ways to make a build around this artifact, and in this video I'll be showcasing two builds that, whilst using almost identical gear, have very different playstyles. The first build is focused on attacking from ranged and outputting massive AoE damage. This makes it great for clump fights. The second build is focused on getting up close and taking out enemies with the flamethrower. This makes it great for smaller scale fights. Having said that, both builds do work great in OPR. Onto the gear. The gear is almost identical for both builds, with only the chest armor differing. To start things off, we have the Firestaff artifact, Burnanator. This comes with the unique perk, Burnanation, causing Firestaff skills and heavy attacks to deal 33% less damage, but cause 15% burning for 5 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. It comes with Keenly Jagged and Refreshing Move. For the final perk, we've added Disdained Affliction, further boosting our damage over time. For our second weapon, we're using the Hoplite Ice Gauntlet. This comes with Disdained Affliction and Keenly Jagged. For the final perk, we have Deadly Frost, adding some damage over time and lowering the cooldown of Ice Shower. For our armor, we are in a medium equip load for both builds. For our legs, we are using the artifact As of Conductors. As of Conductor's unique perk, Magician's Boon, causes us to deal 15% more elemental damage whilst in a medium equip load. As of Conductors comes with the perks Health and Refreshing. For the final perk, we've added Enchanted Ward. For the rest of our armor, we are using a heavy helm and chest with light gloves and feet that overall puts us into a medium equip load. For our helm, we are using Elemental Aversion, Healing Tomb, and Health. For our chest, we are using Enchanted Ward, Fire Harnessing, and Empowering Meteor Shower. And for our gloves and feet, we're using Enchanted Ward, Fire Harnessing, and Refreshing. The only change we will be making for the second Flamethrower build is to replace the chest to Elemental Aversion, Fire Harnessing, and Health. We have also slotted Ignited Ringglass Gems into our gloves and feet for an extra buff to fire damage. For our amulet, we are using Health, Thrust Protection, and Stamina Recovery. For the ring, we are using Hearty, Fire Damage, and Leeching. And for the earring, we're using Healthy Toast, Refreshing Toast, and Regenerating. For the attributes, for both builds, we're using 200 con with the rest into int. This should put your int at 400 plus. As both of our weapons only scale with int, we put the majority of our points here, gaining various damage bonuses, including plus 10% ability damage from 350 int. 200 con provides a good health pool and bonuses to our armor. Now let's take a look at the skill trees. First, let's take a look at the Ice Gauntlet, as the skill tree is identical for both builds. We are using the skills Ice Storm, Ice Shower, and Entombed. Ice Storm applies ongoing AoE damage and applies slow and chill to enemies. Ice Shower and Entombed are your utility skills. Ice Shower can be used to lock down enemies, to help secure kills, or to retreat, and thanks to the perk on our Ice Gauntlet, applies damage over time. In OPR, this skill is especially effective when placed at the fort gates. Entombed is your defense. It can be used to protect you from damage, provide fortify, cleanse or debuffs, and thanks to the perk on our helm, provide a small heal. Now let's take a look at the Firestaff skill trees. Starting off with build 1, we are using the skills Pillar of Fire, Meteor Shower, and Fireball. Meteor Shower provides ongoing AoE damage, inflicts disease, and thanks to the Empowering Meteor Shower perk on our armor, provides Empower. Pillar of Fire and Fireball both provide big damage and apply Smolder. And due to Burnanator, all of the skills will also be applying a 15% burn. This allows you to quickly apply multiple stacks of burn and smolder to groups of enemies. A key passive of the skill tree is Flare. This causes our heavy attacks to trigger a 1 meter splash on impact. This allows us to apply the burn from Burnanator's unique perk to multiple enemies at once through just heavy attacking. Overall, the playstyle of this build is designed for you to attack from ranged, combining heavy attacks with your abilities to output massive AoE damage and damage over time to groups of enemies. Now for build 2. We are using the skills Fireball, Flamethrower and Burnout. Flamethrower is our main skill here. It allows you to apply 4 smolder and 5 burn stacks to a target in seconds. You can then either continue to melt the target with Flamethrower or switch to your other abilities whilst the damage over time does its work. Burnout provides us with key mobility, allowing us to gap close to get in range for Flamethrower or allowing us to escape if needed. Fireball provides us some extra range damage. As with the first build, due to Burnanator, all of the skills will also be applying a 15% burn. Overall, the playstyle of this build is designed for you to get up close and personal, taking out targets with the Flamethrower whilst utilising Burnout to gap close and the Ice Gauntlet to slow and root. That's it for the builds. Whilst the builds use almost identical gear, through changing just the Firestaff skill trees, we get 2 very different playstyles. If you have any questions about the builds, drop us a comment below. Thanks for watching.